There, now we got you. All right, now you need to try to get it up a little bit closer. I mean, up closer to you where we can make you out.
Is this the
Sean,
biggest you can get? How can I
Uh,
make it big?
no, you can't make it no bigger. Turn it sideways and see if it'll give you a sideways view. What did it do? Yeah, that's better. Okay, now you need to get it up to where where we can see you. I mean, set up or whatever, however you want to get comfortable. All right, it went. There you go. Okay, all right, there you go. There you go. We got the battle now. All right, Sean, can you see that? Okay, do you need to put some more light, or is it good?
I can see it.
Okay. All right, Nate, you got to talk when you talk, look at your camera when you talk. All right, and what this interview is about. I think I've told you what it's about. They told us more we're going to be celebrating 150 years. And they told us that they didn't have no Black history here in Mooresville that they know of. And they wanted us to start from 2022 with our Black history, but we proved them wrong because we have talked to probably 25, close to 25, 30 people and got a lot of Black history from them. Tonight, what we're going to be, what we will probably be interviewing you with is just what you know about the school, what took place, what transpired, how you see the school and some of your achievements there at the school. We're not going to be long with the interview. But when we start, first thing we're going to ask you to do is just say your name and the year that you were born, and then we will either let Sean start off with asking you some questions, and then I might jump in there as well. So Sean, you can go ahead with that.
So we'll start with what's your name and what year were you born?
My name's Nathan Johnston. I was born 1959.
And what's your experiences in Mooresville growing up?
Well, I would say at an early age, it was a lot of Blacks played like rec ball, sports, and then once we got to school, the majority of them didn't play sports. And I don't think majority of them didn't go out. And the coaches back then in the schools, there were some that was kind of racist, but majority of them wouldn't. And they pretty much frowned on grades. I had a situation where when I was in high school, it was in middle school. And, middle school, they went by you passing classes every week. High school is about a semester. So I had a situation in middle school to where I had failed science that week. And my science teacher, she was Black. And she told the coach, so I didn't get to play that week. And, she told me she was doing that to help me. Now, I found out that, majority of the white teachers, they didn't stress education, and, they were satisfied with back then we call it social promotion. All they do is put you on that and they pass you regardless of what your grades are. And when I got to high school, I had messed up the last semester, and it wasn't like but 2 or 3 games left. And they called me in and they was asking me, told me that I wouldn't be able to play the last 3 games unless that I wanted to. They called it social promotion or special promotion. But at that time, my mom was in the hospital, and I just determined I wasn't going to play no more because, we wasn't winning. So I remember that night I went over to see her in the hospital, and she was like, "Well, I thought you had a game." I said, "No, I ain't playing." And she asked me why. And I said, "Because I failed that last semester." And she said, "Well, you know what you got to do to be successful." And I said, "Well, I can play, but they want to put me on social promotion." She was like, "No, you're not going on that." And see, at the time, I didn't know what that was until I found out with some of the other guys in school, that's what they was talking about. They put you on there so you can play sports. And once you get on there, you own it. And they'll give you a certificate saying you went to school. You wouldn't get no diploma.
When you first started school, did you attend all Black schools? And when you did start going to school with more white people, how was that experience?
It took a while to adjust. The biggest thing was, they pretty much put all of us in one class. Well, majority of us was in one class. And I would say the biggest thing was just adjusting to the teachers, and a lot of the kids, they accepted us. And then there were some that took a while for them to accept us being at the school.
Can you tell us the name of the schools that you went to? Because you didn't tell us the schools.
I went to Dunbar I was down there 2 years. Then I went to Parkview for a year. That was a grade school. And then I went to South School for a year. That was grade school. And then junior high, I went to the junior high school and then the high school.
And let us know which ones were all Black and which ones were integrated.
Well, Dunbar was all Black because they integrated in 1967. And that next year, 1967. And then they separated us because they made Dunbar into what they called a middle school. No, is that right, Kurt?
Yeah, they made it into a middle school, and then they changed it to
North F. Woods.
Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot. North F. Woods. I went down there in the 5th grade, 5th and 6th. Then I went to the junior high. And junior high. What was you saying?
And when you started junior high, tell us about that.
Well, that's when majority we was mixed. And that first year to junior high in the 7th grade, it was a big adjustment because at the time, they was telling us, and some of the teachers told us during orientation, 7th grade is going to be a rough year. And I struggled in the 7th grade, but I guess one for that black one teacher, Miss Atwater, she helped me along, and she the one that pulled me out of it. Because she was the one that didn't let me play that one week because I failed her science class.
So I'm kind of confused a little bit, and I think we can clarify it. So you went to Dunbar when it was all Black, but then you went to the same school, Woods, when it was integrated.
Yeah, went to Dunbar first and second grade. Then they integrated. I went to Parkview in the third grade. Then I went to South School in the fourth grade. Then I went to Dunbar in the fifth and sixth grade. Well, it was Woods, NF Woods School then.
That was pretty interesting. The fact that you went to one school, but you went at one time, it was all Black. And then
Right,
a couple years later, you go back to the same school and now it's integrated.
right.
How do you think the integration process in Mooresville was for the town?
Well, it was a big adjustment. Because you know, what I saw was with the Black schools, the teachers spent time with you. And then once we went to integration schools, you had those teachers that, they wouldn't spend time with you. Now at the middle school, there were several Black teachers over there. And, luckily I was able to get in 3 of the classes, and, they really helped the Blacks over there at the middle school. And like I said, some of the white teachers, they didn't have the time to really help you study.
And what do you think that did to education for the Black people?
What do I think it did for the education?
Yeah, I mean, if you went from a system where all the teachers showed you love and attention, and now you're going to a school where it's like they don't have time.
Well, majority of us, especially with the strong parents, we knew what we had to do. Now, it was a lot of them that, their parents really wasn't behind them with the education, and they fell way behind. I would say 7th grade, I probably lost 20 classmates because they failed their grade. They had to go back and repeat the 7th grade.
Do you think that was a result of integration?
I would say part of it was because they couldn't adjust. And then, once we integrated, the workload got a lot heavier. Once we got to the middle school, we had to adjust to exchanging classes every hour. We was at the Black schools, especially, we stayed in that one classroom all day.
Is there anything you remember from high school in particular?
As far as
anything social, just yourself, race, your friends?
Well, by the time we got to high school, I had made a lot of friends. I mean, I would say a lot of my friends were white because we played sports together. It wasn't a big adjustment for me to high school, but I knew, once I got to high school that, as far as school work, I knew, it was a big load. But, like I said, majority of my friends growing up in high school, they were white. Some of the teachers, they still didn't want to spend the time with you, and then majority of them, the blacks, especially if you didn't ask questions, you know, they wouldn't wait on.
In terms of sports, did you ever have any incidents with any of your white counterparts while playing sports?
No, not really. And I guess back me coming through, I mean, I pretty much could play everything. And, you know, I found that a lot of whites, you know, they wanted to cling to me, you know, I guess so they could learn something. But, you know, as far as my white teammates, I didn't have a problem with none of them.
All right, Deshaun, can I ask one question? What year was it when you, I know that you played basketball pretty much all your life when you was even a little small, but when you got to school, what year was it that you started playing basketball? And then also tell us what year you graduated from senior high.
Now we did have one incident when I got to the 7th grade. We had a white kid that was taller than me, and it was the coach really spent time with him. And he came when we was down at Woods and talked to us and said, you know, I want both of you guys to play varsity, which high school varsity was 9th grade. JV was 7th, 8th grade. So when we got to the high school, he puts the white boy on the team, and everybody on the team was like, you know, why they didn't pick you? And the white kid he put on the team, he tried to mold him to be a quarterback, and you know, it was, I guess, because of his size. He was more bigger than most of us. So 8th grade, I made the varsity. Me and this white boy was the only 8th graders to make the varsity. And then 9th grade was on the 9th grade team. And my sophomore year in high school, I made the varsity. I was the only freshman to make the varsity. I mean, the only sophomore to make the varsity. Made the varsity, I started. And started all 3 years. And I graduated in 1978. And, you know, for sports, I had no intention of playing football. And when we got this new football coach in town, Joe Park, that coached college and professional ranks, he talked me into playing football. He told me football would help. And it did. And, you know, he wanted me to go play football in college. I didn't want to play football. But when he came to Mooresville High School, you know, he was more or less my mentor. And, you know, he the one made me buckle down. Because like I said, my 10th grade year, I missed the last 3 games because I failed that last semester. And he came my junior year, and, you know, he even took the time out to call me, make sure I was doing my work and everything.
Okay, what are some of your achievements that in football and basketball? First, tell us some of your achievements that you done, and then in football, tell us some of your achievements that you made.
Basketball, for middle school, I got MVP my 7th grade year on the JV. 8th and 9th grade, I didn't get no awards. 9th grade, I got MVP. Sophomore year in basketball, I didn't get no awards. Junior and senior year, I was MVP of the team. I was the MVP of the conference, and I got all state honors.
And that all state honors, what did that entail? And talk a little bit about the trophy that you left there. We need to get some pictures of that also.
The all state honors was for football. And Coach Pop nominated me, the football coach, the one that came there. And like I said, he wanted me to go play football, but I didn't want to. He sent my information out, videos, and I mean, I got letters from everywhere. And he set up a couple of visits for me to go visit schools. You know, I didn't go. It was just at the time. Football, I didn't want to play football because, you know, I didn't weigh but 160 pounds. I got MVP in football. I made all conference in football my senior year. Football team, I played every position except for on the line. Basketball, got all conference, player of the year to conference, senior year. And school, I got the Earl Caldwell Award, which I was the first Black to get it. First Black quarterback. The one thing with the Earl Caldwell Trophy, the school system tried not to give me that award. Coach Park, my football coach, he told him that, you know, this man deserved this award and I'm giving it to him. And like I said, I was the first Black to get that award.
And the trophy's still there at the school now, right? And
they got one at the school and I got one. They gave me one too.
Okay, well, we need to get some pictures of that. Sean, you recommend pictures from the school and the one he has?
Yeah, if we can get a shot of the one in their case to show that it's still at the case. If the one in the case, if that's not a good shot, then we can get one from him that he has. Let me ask you a question on this note. It sounds like you was influenced by your Black teachers at first, but once you got with your football coach, he seemed like he was the person who helped lift you up. Can you tell us about how you felt meeting someone of a different race that inspired you to keep doing better once you got to this new school?
Well, he was more or less like a father figure. He actually made me believe in myself. And, you know, because by him coaching in the college ranks and coaching in the professional ranks, you know, he knew all about that stuff. He had, you know, college recruits would come over to the school and talk to me. You know, he would make sure that, you know, I was they would let me out of class to come talk to him. And he was a big influence up until the day he died to me. Because, you know, we always talked. Back when a few years ago when they was looking for coaches over there, I mean, I went to him and asked him about it. And he told me, he said, go ahead and apply for it. He said, I know you can do the job. And, you know, he knew how the school system was. Because like I said, you know, the school system didn't want to give me that award. And he told them. And, you know, and these are the exact words he said. He said, goddamn, Nathan deserves that award. Like I said, he was a big influence. because he was the type of coach, he loved all his players.
And while you were growing up, do you remember anything about the police? Like, did they treat people fair?
Not really. As we was coming up, we had 4 or 5 of us that hung together, and we never got into any trouble. And we'd be out nights walking, and the thing was, we had a bakery uptown. We'd go uptown, be up there at 12 o'clock to get fresh donuts. And we walk, come through town, and it was occasions where we felt like they was following us. And what we would do is cut down the side roads to see if they would come down the side roads, and when they did, we would take off running like we did something. And they never caught us because we knew the shortcuts through people's yards and stuff. But I mean, as far as the blacks growing up with the cops, they watched us. But like I said, the group that I hung with, we never got into any trouble. It was just nights, we felt like, hey, let's take off running and make them get after us. And I know the way things are these days, I wouldn't dare do that.
I was getting ready to say the same thing. Not now.
Nope, I wouldn't dare do it.
Do you think that Black people in Mooresville had the same opportunity to advance economically like other people did?
Not really. If you didn't know certain people, no. And like I said, coming up, majority of my friends were white. Now it was a few of us, 4 of us that really hung together, in which we all hung with the whites. And at the time, if they was racist, they didn't show it. Now their parents might have been, but the ones that come through classes for us, they never showed it. But when all this stuff jumped off with Trump, a lot of them, it came out of it. The Trumpster came out of it.
And do you think integration helped Mooresville or hurt Mooresville?
I think it helped in a lot of ways. I mean, I think if it hadn't been for integration, we probably wouldn't have had we had some Black business people, in town. I think, by integrating, I think that helped. When we used to, theaters, the Mooresville theater, back then, Blacks had to sit upstairs, white had to sit downstairs. And that's how it started, especially probably up until the latter part of middle school years. Then they started letting us go downstairs and sit with the white people.
How did that make you feel whenever you had to separate when you walked in the same building at the same time?
Well, at that age, it never was explained to me, as far as Blacks over here, whites over here. But I mean, you knew it. And like, we get on the school bus, the bus driver would always tell the Blacks, go to the back, go to the back. White people get on, they jump right in the front seat. And like I said, back then, it never dawned on me, racism. I mean, unless, you talk to some of them.
And how do you think sports help it helped you, and it helped you with the friends that you had. Can you explain how sports helped that process for you?
I guess it helped me by being able to deal with the white people. You know, I more or less could do their thoughts, you know, and I knew that that would help me in the long run by dealing with it. Now we had some that came up to play sports, you know, they pretty much stayed in trouble, you know, and it was like they couldn't deal with the situation, you know, as far as being able to communicate with the white people. I mean, I never had a problem. Some of the white guys, you know, I'd go to their house, parents would, you know, they would welcome me in. Now there was a few that, you know, you could tell it was racist, but, you know, I guess it was a thing of, hey, you know, if my kid can get along with you, that's fine.
And I think that's about it for me. Is there anything that you want to ask Curtis?
No, that's about it for me. He covered pretty much everything, you know, that we had talked about over the years, you know, just seeing how the process took place here in Mooresville. I got one question. Being from Mooresville and knowing what you know now, I know when we were younger, we probably thought that what we seen was going to be it. That was we wasn't expecting no changes or anything. But what do you see in Mooresville that you feel like now that if you wanted to say something to the young people, what would you encourage them? And then on top of that, do you see here in Mooresville that there are still changes that need to be made?
Well, one thing I would tell the young ones, you know, set goals. You know, don't let certain people hold you back. You know, you got a lot of them, and this has come about because I talk to kids, I train kids, and I think the biggest thing is the parents. You know, now me coming up, I pretty much everything that I learned on my own. I mean, there was no camps to go to. There was no trainers to go to. You know, there was no AAU. And nowadays, parents, you know, I think they push the kids too much. And, you know, and I was one of them with my son. You know, they push them to the point to where, you know, they get burnt out. I mean, you know, it's for growing up out in the country. I had to get out in the yard and play baseball, basketball, football by myself. Mom used to say, you know, who's out there with you? Because I'll be out there talking to myself. I mean, come up with a quarter-inch my basketball goal consists of a quarter-inch sheet of plywood and an offset rim. Nowadays, stuff is handed to kids. Like I said, the biggest thing I see now with the kids is their parents, you know, pushing them too much and then handing them, you know, they ain't got to work for it. Now, I've coached kids and, you know, parents come up, you know, I think we need to get all the kids a trophy. And, you know, I tell them, hey, if you want to do it, you can. I say, every award that I got, I had to earn. Nothing was gave to me. And that's the biggest thing with the kids these days. They're just used to things being handed to them.
How many years have you been in sports? I mean, I know you've been in all your life, but I want you to tell it your story, tell it the way you want to tell it. But how many years have you been in sports, and now what are you doing, like coaching, refereeing? Tell us a little bit about what you're doing now.
I've been involved with sports since I was 6 years old, and that'd be 56 years. The one thing that really gets to me is, like I said, kids now, they want everything handed to them. And, you know, I'm just a firm believer, you know, I grew up earning everything. And so, like I was saying, you know, with parents, you know, I mean, sure, I mean, that's fine, but, you know, don't get in the habit of giving the kids everything. You know, they don't know how to work hard to earn it.
Now, what I'm asking you to tell us what you're doing now, you know, like in sports. What are you doing now? I know you still you still coaching or refereeing.
I'm
Tell us what.
basically training now, basketball. I'm officiating high school. I'm helping with travel ball tournaments. With both boys, and here recently within the last year, I've been helping this guy with girls, because you know he approached me about doing some tournaments in town, and I told him, I said, you know, if it's gonna be girls, that'd be a good thing, because girls, you know, they're looked over. You know, we got some excellent athletic girls, you know, in sports in town. So I told him, you know, yeah, I help you with it. And this past year, I think we had like 4 tournaments in town. Next year, he's done scheduled 7. And right now, I basically train more girls. I'm training girls in basketball.
Approximately. Go ahead.
I've been officiating 37 years. High school. I do some middle school. I do travel ball. And I did some umpiring in baseball, softball, but I don't do that no more.
Approximately, just, you know, with AAU, with you being in, I know at one time, I don't know if you're still involved with AAU ball or not, but tell us a little bit about your AAA experience, and approximately how many tournaments you think that you have put on in the last, say, 10, 15 years.
Well, first of all, I started out AAU coach, and I coached for 6 years. And while I was coaching, I met this one guy that, you know, later on down the road, he opened up his own organization, USBA basketball. I started with him my last 2 years of coaching, because I used to put on some tournaments to do fundraising. I've been doing amateur with AAU basketball for, I'm gonna say, 30 years. And we, on an average, we'll do anywhere from 6 to 10 tournaments in this area. Now I have went went and expanded out, helping them in the other areas, other states, like a national tournament or something. I've helped with that too. You know, we usually, it's usually not here. We had it here 1 year. We had the girls here, and the boys was in Charlotte. The bigger tournaments, you know, it's the nationals, and I usually travel. Have to go out of state for that.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. Sean, you got anything else that you would like to ask? Sean, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you anything else you would like to ask.
No, that's all. I think he covered it. I think I want to get a shot with him holding this trophy. But
Okay.
What he say? He broke up. What did he say at the end?
They want to get a shot with you holding your trophy. Oh, wait, what were you saying?
yeah, I was just saying a shot with him holding this trophy, I think would be cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to take it, or you want me to take it and send it to you, or what?
No, I want to.
Yeah,
I want to take it myself.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we'll arrange that for another time. But I do want to get that picture.
And also, 3 years ago, I was inducted into the Hall of Fame here in Mooresville too.
Yeah. All right. What's your schedule like this week? Next week, Nate?
I'm off all next week.
Oh, good. Well, maybe we can do it Tuesday. We're gonna be at the library. I guess we need to set what time you want to be at the library, Sean, because she said we could have it all day, the Samuel Burt room. Say 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, we all meet there and try to put everything together, and then he could come down with the trophy and we could take a picture there.
Yeah, we can work that out.
Okay, all right. I'll call you, Nate, and let you know what time to come down.
That time's probably gonna be better because tournaments start next week, and probably after 4 o'clock, I'll probably be going somewhere to do a tournament. So earlier is better.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, and listen, I got a form that I'll bring to you. You off tomorrow?
Yeah.
I got a form that I need a consent form. That's what it looks like. We have to get everybody that's involved with the documentary that sign a consent form. So I'll bring it by there tomorrow. I'll call you and run it by there and let you fill it out.
Okay. Well, if I ain't here, you can leave it. So I mean, I'll be in and out. Now I'll probably be gone by 10:30 because I'm gonna go down and help that guy. He's doing a girls thing down at United Faith Christian School in Charlotte. I'm gonna go down there and help him for a couple of hours.
Okay, well, if you ain't there, either if I don't get it by there, just call me when you come back in this area.
Okay.
All right. We thank you. Now we're getting ready to start wrapping this thing up. Kiwa's supposed to be coming home this weekend, right? Didn't again by it being so cold and snow up that way, he might not.
Nah, I doubt it because I think they got some snow up there.
Yeah. Well.
No, yeah, he's not coming because he said that he's doing dinner. They're doing dinner up there. Did you ever call him?
Yeah, I talked to him and he was going to do an interview when he got here. I should have called him and find out for sure because he could have been on here tonight with you. We could have did both of you. Yeah,
because he's off to the 4th to January the 4th.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll give him a call. All right. We will see you, man. Stay warm.
All right. It was nice meeting you, Sean.
All right. See you later.
Okay.
All right, Sean, we're not gonna happen. We'll see you Tuesday, man. Merry Christmas to you.
Yep, Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.